Alexia Casale, the author of The Bone Dragon, and I'm going to interview her today. Where did the inspiration for The Bone Dragon come from?
Well, I had an idea that I wanted to write a psychological thriller, and I wanted to say certain things that I knew where I wanted to leave the reader sort of going, I see why this has happened, but I'm uncomfortable with it. And I knew I wanted to have that type of ending to the story. And then I wasn't very well, and I ended up in hospital, and my surgeon came in and handed me a little pot with a yellow lid, and inside it was my own rib. And I made the joke of benzes in the book, which is if all of womankind came from Adam's rib, I better get something really good out of mine. And the surgeon, is looking at me being totally drugged up and says, well, what would you get? And I'd say, I try get a book. And then all of a sudden I was like, hallelujah, I know how this story works. I know how to write my psychological thriller with this weird ending. And I have a really great idea, because who could possibly invent a rib in the pot? I didn't invent that. It's not an autobiography. I hasten to add, in case you've read the ending and you're really, really worried now, it's not autobiographical. There is a rib in the pot, and it is mine, but it's not the same as Evie's, and I am not her.
Can you describe Bone Dragon in 5 words?
Wow, that's a challenge you should have set me earlier. Oh my goodness. Psychological thriller, which is 2 words. Literary fiction. Wow, I don't know. That's really complicated. Can I pass? Well, we've had a 2-word, 1 word.
Apart from writing, what do you think about being an author?
Apart from the writing, teaching. I didn't know I wanted to teach, and then a while back, someone said, "Oh, give it a go. It would be. I think you'd be good at it." And I said, "No, I'm going to be rubbish. You're never going to be able to do it." But I signed up to teach some free writing workshops in my local library, and I found that I was actually quite a good teacher, because I really love to teach, which I totally didn't know. And being published lets me teach in a different way, and it gives me more opportunities and more things to talk about. And instead of just knowing bits of the industry from the bits I had published in, because I'd published non-fiction, worked in non-fiction publishing, I could really talk from personal experience about things, and that's been so valuable. I just love it.
Have you always wanted to write?
Yes, since before I can remember. So one of the first memories I have is knowing that I wanted to write, even before I could read or write, and I didn't read until I was 10. So you can imagine how long it took me to write anything, actually down on paper in comprehensible form. But yes, always.
Can you recommend a few of your favourite YA book stories?
Wow, there's so many. I'm getting to meet so many amazing authors at the moment. It's slightly more middle grade, but Rooftoppers by Catherine Randell is amazing. The prose is just beautiful, and it's up for Guardian Children. So if you're young and you want to do a review, I think there's a way of doing that. So that's an exciting reading plus activity thing. And I think that's a wonderful book, but there are so many, and there's so many great writers saying more interesting things about it.
What's next for you?
Another psychological thriller. It's done. I'm talking about it in terms of acquisitions with potential publisher, and hopefully more news. Hopefully, very, very soon indeed.
And I got a quick fire round. Where's your favourite place to write?
Absolute favourite is outside, as long as everyone around us is being really, really quiet. In the garden, sunny day, but not too sunny. Yes, when my cat is behaving and not eating my toes, so kind of not quick.
What's the best piece of writing advice you've ever been given?
Wow, that's a good question. I think it's not. Yeah, no, I know what it is. Think about the things that only you could write. And in terms of developing your voice, one of my maxims maxims, there we go, we get to the right word eventually, as I work through and edit is, could someone else have written this sentence? Would it look the same for someone else? Do I need to say it if everyone knows this is happening? So I think it's that. What could only you have written?
What's your latest obsession?
My latest obsession, reading as much YA as I possibly can to try and really get to know this. Well, there's an argument for this category. I think it's a genre, so I'm going to call it a genre. But it's a really exciting field, and I have always read everything pretty much. But I need to read more YA, and I am loving it. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Was that all right?
Perfect.
Bye.